So I'm attempting to survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, but with a twist. I'm going to start on an isolated island with absolutely nothing. I have a few goals I'd like to achieve by the 100 days. My first goal is to extend the island and make a nice house. My second goal is to kill the Ender Dragon. Oh, and these videos take a very long time to make, so if you do enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. Anyways, on with the video. Day 1. I mined down the only tree I had on my island. Then I crafted a wooden pickaxe and mined some stone for stone tools. Then I mined the grass for seeds as I needed a farm for food as soon as possible. Then I mined all the dirt to flatten out my island. I had 6 saplings from the tree, which I planted. Then I dug down and went mining as I had nothing else to do. I found quite a bit of iron, then proceeded to dig down into a mine shaft. If you watched my last 100-day video, you'd know for some reason I'm always finding mine shafts. I entered the mine shaft and grabbed some iron. Then I ran straight into a cave spider spawner. The second I saw the cave spider, I ran for my life. Cave spiders do so much damage and also poison you, so I didn't want anything to do with that. When I got to the surface, one of the trees were grown. So I mined down the tree and then killed some fish for food. On day 2, I smelted the iron I had mined and attempted to craft a shield. It took me a good few tries to remember what the recipe was, but hey, I got there eventually. Then I crafted an iron pickaxe and an iron helmet as that's all I could afford. I decided not to go into the mine shaft and just to strip mine instead. I spent so long strip mining and got so unlucky. After strip mining basically the entire day, all I got was 9 iron ore, 10 gold and a bit of redstone and coal. I smelted the iron ore and crafted an iron chest plate. On day 3, I decided to risk it and went into the mine shaft as I really needed iron. There was only one patch of iron in the mine shaft, so I mined that and then I strip mined looking for another area of the mine shaft as I didn't want to have to deal with that cave spider spawner. After a while of digging, my pickaxe broke, so I had to go back to the surface. I smelted the iron I got and crafted 2 iron pickaxes. And then I went back down looking for another part of the mine shaft. I heard so many mobs but couldn't tell where they were coming from. I dug above me, below, to the side of me. I just couldn't find anything. But eventually I did find another part of the mine shaft. I was playing very carefully because one small mistake and everything was over. It turns out that there was another spawner right next to me which I quickly blocked off. Then I dug a hole in the wall and of course I dug into another spawner. I then decided to go back to the surface as I had enough iron for full iron armor and didn't want to risk dying. And at surface loads of my trees were grown, so I mined them all down. Then I crafted full iron armor and tools. On day 4 I crafted a golden apple and went back into the mine shaft. Now that I had full iron armor, I felt confident to kill the cave spiders. A skeleton accidentally shot the cave spider and the cave spider killed the skeleton. In all my years of playing Minecraft, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I went exploring in the mineshaft for some mineshaft chests. I ended up finding one, but the amount of mobs protecting it was ridiculous. There were like 4 creepers. I tried killing all of them safely, but one of them exploded and blew up the chest. Luckily I got all the items though. Then I killed the Enderman, but sadly he didn't drop a pearl. On day 5 I really needed food, so I killed a bunch of fish. Then a dolphin appeared out of nowhere and gave me a speed boost, which was pretty cool. Then when I was at my island I saw something in the distance, so I decided to craft a boat and go check it out. It was just some random building in the middle of the water. Sadly there wasn't anything really good in the chest though. But as I came up to the surface I found a nether portal. When I opened the chest I was shocked. A god apple. These are so rare. Then I took both of the golden blocks. Then when I got to the top I saw a ship. Inside the ship there was a chest with a bunch of iron and some emeralds. Then I found another chest at the bottom with paper and an empty map. Then I decided to go back to my island as I forgot to set a waypoint and I didn't want to lose my island. Once I was back at my island I made the melon farm as I totally forgot about it. Day 6 to 10. I killed more fish for food and then decided to go mining as I really wanted diamonds. I strip mined for so long and I found everything but diamonds. Then I mined into an underwater cave. I hate these caves. It's so annoying to mine anything as the water really slows down your mining speed. Oh, and it's pretty easy to drown in them as well. I did find a small part in the cave with no water, but there was nothing really there. So I went back to strip mining and mined straight into diamonds. Then I went back to the cave and crafted a diamond pickaxe and got a load of obsidian for an enchantment table and a nether portal. Then I went back to strip mining until I found another cave. There were 2 creepers behind the water which for some reason were completely invisible for me. I was so happy to find a cave that wasn't covered in water, so I just explored for a bit. When I was in the cave, this happened. Then I found, of course, another underwater cave. There was nothing really in it, so I just moved on. I found an enderman which I killed and this time got an ender pearl. Then of course, another underwater cave. I decided to explore it and it was pretty worth it as I found diamonds. Then I went back to exploring in the cave and I got lost and didn't know where any air pockets were. I was so close to dying here, I honestly panicked and thought it was all over. After that, I decided I'm not taking any more chances in this cave and decided to go back home. Day 11 to 13, I extended my island as my island was very small. Of course, I needed the blocks for that, so I mined a bunch of dirt. In total, I had 4 stacks of dirt which I used to extend my island. Then I mined down all the trees and the amount of space I had was amazing. Day 14 to 15, I built a wheat farm and placed cobblestone walls around it. In the end, I didn't really like it. As I was mining it down, I got attacked by a phantom. I did not expect to see them this early on. Then I got started on my house. I didn't have that many blocks to choose from and I'm not a good builder in any way. I decided to build a really throwback Minecraft house. For the floor, I used wood and cobblestone. I remember when everyone used this design in like 2012. I also put a roof on my house which I thought looked good. I then filled the glass in and the house was done. On day 16, I built a little platform for trees. Then I built an auto smelter so I could smelt my iron and gold. Then I sorted out my chests as they were very unorganized. Then I built a nether portal and lit it. And then I crafted a bed. That's basically all I did on day 16. On day 17, I went to the nether. My nether portal spawn was absolutely terrible. I was like on top of a mountain. I went exploring and immediately a ghast attacked me, but I killed him pretty fast. Then I found another one of these weird biomes and watched an epic battle between a hoglin and a piglin. Then I collected some wood and attacked the piglin, which was a terrible idea. The piglin did 2.5 hearts in a single hit with just a gold sword. I then grabbed some glowstone and left the nether. On day 18, I destroyed the nether portal as I wanted to build it somewhere else and hopefully get a better nether spawn. Then I destroyed the tree farm as I think I placed the saplings too close together. The trees just weren't growing. I decided to build a bridge that went to a little island especially for trees. I'm such a bad builder, but I thought the bridge looked pretty good. I started day 19 by mining a ton of dirt. Once I had enough dirt, I made a huge platform for the trees. Then I harvested my wheat farm and made it much bigger as I had the space now, and bread is a really good food source. On day 20 to 26, I went mining. It was very boring and I was mostly strip mining the entire time. I did find quite a few diamonds though, and when coming home, I found a ship and another one of those stone brick things in the water. The loot was awful though. On day 27 to 32, I mined down all the trees on my tree island, then finished my chest room. Then I headed into the nether. I had a new nether spawn and this one was somehow even worse than the last one. I just looked around for a nether fortress and I found so many endermen. I'm not too sure if it's normal for this many endermen to spawn in the nether, but regardless, I killed them anyway. Then I looked around some more for a nether fortress and ended up finding a bastion. Of course I didn't enter it as I was pretty undergeared. No, I'm just kidding. I entered like there was no tomorrow. The piglins did so much damage. So I ran away and placed a block and they couldn't actually attack me through the block, so I just killed them very easily. Then I looked around for some chests and just couldn't find any. Then I entered another part of the bastion and this happened. Wasn't even close. Then I finally found some chests in the bastion, but the items weren't that good. I looked around for ages just trying to find a chest, but couldn't find anything. I then found one more chest and the items were okay, I guess. After that, I went back home. On day 33, I went back to the nether and looked around for a fortress as I needed blaze rods. I finally found one. Then I found the blaze spawner and just grinded blazes for a while. I ended up getting 8 blaze rods, which I thought was good enough, so I left. On day 34, I went out on a boat and explored for a bit. Straight away, I found one of these stone brick things, but the loot was pretty bad. Then as all hope was lost, I found this broken ship that had really good loot. I got books in the first chest and then potatoes and carrots in the other chest. I found another ship later on with some poisonous potatoes and then another chest with iron and diamonds. Then I found another stone brick thing and the amount of zombies there was ridiculous. I didn't bother looting it though because I thought it'd be pointless. On day 35, I dug out a room for the enchantment table. Now that I had books, I could finally craft one. So I did, so I crafted an enchantment table and then planted all the carrots and potatoes. The enchanting room was almost done, I just needed some stone bricks, so I AFK'd the furnace for the rest of the day. On day 36, I filled all the walls in with stone brick. I had an idea for the ceiling, but I was just one block away from the ocean, so I had to add an extra few layers of dirt. Then I enchanted all my gear, and for some reason I didn't have diamond boots, so I crafted and then enchanted them. And for the ceiling design I wanted to make, it needed to be 2 blocks high, so I spent the rest of the day mining it out. On day 37, I needed lava for the design, so I headed into Nether and grabbed a load of lava. I then finished the enchanting room and thought it looked really nice. On day 38, my wheat farm was fully grown, so I mined it all down. Then I decided, now that I had an enchantment table, I would make a spawner grinder. I had so many cave spider spawners below my island, so I headed into the mineshaft and I placed torches all over the spawners to stop the cave spiders from spawning. I then set a waypoint on every single one of the spawners so I knew where they were. On day 39 to 42, I got started on the spawner grinder. I made a stairway down from my enchanting room, and of course, I had to mine straight into the underwater cave. I managed to work around the cave, but it was just really annoying. I had to spend so much time just blocking up the water. I then destroyed all the cobwebs around the spawner with water and mined out the room for the spawner grinder. And there were actually 2 spawners right next to each other, which I guess I forgot to set a waypoint, but this made the spawner grinder much better. So I mined out the room for both of the spawners, then I placed fences and also placed water. Then I placed slabs on top of the spawners to stop the cave spiders from spawning on top of the spawner. I then broke all the torches around the spawner and hoped the grinder would work. It's been a long time since I've made a grinder like this. But hey, it worked, and it worked pretty well. On day 43, I went to the Nether and spent the entire day collecting materials for a design I wanted to make. Day 44, I got started on the Nether portal design. Yes, I know, it's the same design I used in last video, but I really like it, okay? On day 45, I needed to rebuild my wheat farm as I destroyed it for the Nether portal. I decided to make a carrot and a potato as well, so I extended the island. Then I built the farms. They looked so much nicer than before. On day 46, I extended the island out even more for a melon farm. I also realized that the water in my potato farm wasn't centered properly. I know I probably triggered a lot of people's OCD, I'm sorry. Day 49, I spent a couple of days AFK in my house so all my farms would grow. I harvested all my farms and then headed into the Nether. I mined a bunch of gold and then I came home and crafted some golden carrots, as golden carrots are the best for saturation. On day 50 to 57, I crafted 3 golden apples and then headed into the Nether. I was looking for a Nether fortress as I really needed nether wart so I could brew potions. I found one and it was pretty close to my portal, but this fortress was like a maze. Everywhere I went just ended up in a dead end. I heard blazes, so I dug towards them and found a blaze spawner. I thought as I was there I would grind some blazes. Then I went looking around again and searched the entire fortress and didn't find any nether wart. I didn't even find any chests either, so I left and looked around for another fortress. Then I speed bridged across the lava. And I turned around to see this guy. This honestly gave me a shock. I did not expect to see him there. He didn't attack me though. I just said hi and went on my way. And then I fell in the lava, but that was no problem as I had a cauldron on me. I don't know if many people know about this, but if you do, make sure to leave a comment. I then found a bastion. Not what I was looking for, but hey, I'm not complaining. There were so many gold blocks. I mined them all down and got 16 in total. I found a chest with a bow and some arrows. Then I dug around and looked for more chests and got lost. I heard piglins, so I mined towards them, and I found like a secret area in the bastion with some more chests. And this time the loot was really good. I got some ancient debris. After that, I decided to go home. On day 58, I wanted to go mining, but my pickaxe was almost broken. I totally forgot that I had mending. So I went to the nether and mined quartz, and the pickaxe just repaired itself. Then I remembered I had an Unbreaking 2 pickaxe at my house which I got from the Bastion. So I went back home and combined the pickaxes together. I then enchanted another pickaxe with efficiency 1 and combined the pickaxes together. Day 59 to 66. Now that I had a good pickaxe, I decided to go mining. Before I went mining, I thought I would use my levels. So I crafted 4 bows and enchanted them with power 1 and ended up getting a power 3 bow, which was pretty good. I then left with a boat and found a mine shaft. I went down into it, but I quickly left as I only really needed diamonds. After strip mining for ages, finding a ton of underwater caves, I found a ravine filled with mobs. I have no idea why there were so many mobs here. I thought there might have been a spawner, but there wasn't. I then went back to strip mining and found quite a lot of diamonds. On day 67, I crafted a diamond chest plate and diamond leggings and enchanted them both with protection 1. I then combined the diamond chest plates together and got a protection 2. I ran out of levels, so I went down to my spawner grinder and grinded the cave spiders. I didn't realize, but the spiders can actually hit you through the fences. Even in full diamond armor, these cave spiders did so much damage. I then combined the diamond leggings together and got protection 2 leggings. I then crafted 8 Eye of Enders and thought I would find the stronghold, but it didn't work. So as you guys probably know by now, this world was just a single island and the rest is just an ocean. And you cannot randomly generate a world like this on just Minecraft. So how I got this world is I just typed up survival island map and I downloaded it online, and I just found out that this world doesn't have a stronghold, which is why the Eye of Enders don't work. Now this is completely my fault. I should have looked into the world before just making a video on it, and I'm way too deep into the video just to scrap it. I'm on day nearly 70 now, so I decided I'm gonna spawn an ender portal in, but I need to get 20 ender eyes before I can. I know a lot of people might be upset about this and think I'm cheating and such, which it is kind of cheating. I am spawning in an end portal, but it's either I do this or I just delete this entire video. I have already spent like over, I'd say 15 hours on, probably even more than that. So if you don't enjoy this video purely because of this, don't worry, because my next 100-day video, I'm gonna 100% make sure something like this does not happen again. Anyways, back to the video. On day 68 to 72, I headed into the nether and went to the biome where loads of endermen spawn. I needed 12 ender pearls and didn't have a looting, which was not ideal. I don't even know how many endermen I killed. It was a lot. After a while though, I ended up getting 12 ender pearls. On day 73, I once again headed into the nether as I needed blaze rods. I only needed 2 more so I could craft ender eyes. Once I got there, things took a massive turn. I heard the spawner and mine down, and when I went to hit the blaze, I accidentally hit the pigman. After that, I got my 3 blaze rods and quickly ran home. Then I mined out the room where I was going to put the portal. On day 74, I crafted a bunch of golden carrots and 3 golden apples. My sword was nearly broken, so I made a new one, enchanted it with sharpness 1, and combined the swords together. I had 20 Eye of Enders, so I spawned in the ender frames and placed the eyes down. I thought I was ready to fight the ender dragon, so I went into the end. I threw the 8 Eye of Enders into the void. I then killed a bunch of endermen as I wanted some ender pearls. Then I took out all the end crystals so the dragon could not regenerate its health. Then I decided to pull up one of the obsidian pillars and clutch block. I got stuck in a block, which is the only reason I didn't clutch block right there. But my god, that was close. I then pulled at one of the pillars again and actually managed to clutch block it this time. And then I took out all the crystals nearby. And of course I had to jump down a water bucket. I then started to fight the dragon as all the crystals were gone. Also, this time I made sure I had the boss bar on so you can see his health. Then the dragon came to the floor and I got a ton of hits on him. After a while he flew away though. At this point, the dragon was very low, so I just bowed him to death. And there you go, I defeated the Ender Dragon. And also, I saw the comment from last video of someone saying I forgot the dragon egg, so I remembered to get it this time. Then of course, the credits. Day 75 to 83, I went back to the end and pulled into the teleporter. I wanted to find an end city as I really wanted an elytra, and they also have really good loot. In the last video, I found an end city within 5 minutes, but this time I was not as lucky. I spent 5 entire days just running around, hurling onto other islands, and more running. Yeah, it was very boring. Oh, and name another person that would speed bridge and then pull over the void like this in hardcore Minecraft. Yeah, I don't think anyone is as crazy as me. But I did eventually find an end city. It was a small one, but hey, I'm not complaining. There weren't any chests, so I took the banners and then I bridged over to the ship. The loot was really good. Then of course, I took the elytra and the dragon head on the end of the ship. Look at me go. I wasn't satisfied with that end city as it was too small, so I looked around some more and found another one. It was another small one and there wasn't a single chest in the entire thing, so that was just a massive waste of time. Then I left through a teleporter and went home. On day 84, I crafted gold boots so piglins wouldn't attack me. I then went to the nether and trapped a piglin in a hole and forced him to trade with me. This was my first ever time trading with a piglin. On the first trade, I got leather, which is really good. After a while, I let him go and went to find some more piglins. I ended up trapping 5 piglins, but my inventory got full pretty fast. On day 85 to 88, I crafted some chests and took every bit of gold I had. I dug a hole and baited a load of piglins in. Then I traded with them for ages. I'm pretty sure I took like 15 gold blocks with me, and I used all of them. And this is all the loot I got. In my opinion, it was definitely worth it as I got 23 leather. On day 89, now that I had a ton of leather, I crafted 7 bookshelves and placed them. I then crafted 2 more bookshelves and placed them as well. I could now level 18 enchant my items. I still had all my levels from killing the dragon, so I went crazy and enchanted every single thing I could. On day 90 to 92, I mined down a bunch of trees from my tree island. Then I made everything look nicer by placing stone brick everywhere. I also decorated the end portal room and thought it looked really good. On day 93 to 96, I went to the nether and looked around for a bastion. I found a nether fortress instead, but hey, I wasn't complaining. This fortress was huge. I thought there had to be nether wart here, and there was. I finally got nether wart. It was day 93 and I had only just got nether wart, but I guess better late than never. Then I flew back to the old bastion I went to at the start of this video, as I knew I had missed a ton of gold blocks. I mined all the gold blocks and then traded it with the piglins. I was hoping for leather, but I didn't get any. I just got a load of junk. Then I made the stupidest mistake I have made in this video. I jumped to fly with my elytra, but didn't have it on, so I jumped straight into lava, and at this moment I thought it was all over. But then I realized I got a fire res pot from the piglins. If I didn't have that pot, I would have definitely died there. After that, I mined a ton of blackstone and went home. On day 97, I dug out a room for my nether wart farm, also where I'd brew potions. I used the same design I used in my last video, but hey, it's a nice design. Day 98 to 100. If I be honest, I didn't really know what to do for the last 2 days. I decided to do some housework. I made a little trail from my house. Then I saw the strangest thing. Just 2 creepers vibing in a boat. Then I smelted a ton of cobblestone for stone brick and went AFK. I was watching videos on my second monitor and then this happened. I fixed my house and went back to being AFK. And it happened again. So I had to fix the house again, and then I made the staircase all stone brick, and there you go. I officially survived 100 days on an isolated survival island. I hope you all did enjoy, and if you did, make sure to drop a like. These videos take a very long time to make. Anyways, I guess until next time, goodbye.